If I can achieve like that person or look like my friend, or I can be like this person, I will be happy. But my dear, this hypothesis is exactly where the problem lies. Welcome to the world of success. Iman Abdullah is with you, and the idea of the channel is to raise our thoughts to a new and more beautiful level. I hope everyone is well, and let's get started. Prepare you the most delicious cup of coffee or the drink you like, and listen to me carefully. Well, happiness, my dear, is not a mathematical equation that we solve. And anxiety and dissatisfaction are two inherent parts of a human nature, and they are also necessary components to create stable happiness. And you know what, my dear? Suffering is biologically beneficial, nature's favorite tool, in order to encourage change. Indeed, we are built like this, so that we are not satisfied with whatever we achieve, and we also not satisfied with our inability to achieve this or that thing. As we can see, the fact that this permanent absence of satisfaction is what made us resist and succeed in survival. This means that our suffering and misery are not a defect, but rather they are among our inherent characteristics. And the most explicit definition of pain was set by Mark Manson. Pain in all its forms is our body's most effective way to get it to act. Let's take an example that simplifies the meaning for us. Imagine that you hit your toy. If you are like me, you would scream and you would say bad words and blame it on a small, insignificant thing that doesn't move. And we start saying, "The stupid table, the stupid chair." It's even possible for us to criticize the decoration of the whole house based on how annoying that pain in your toy is. But my dear, this intense pain in your toy, the pain that you hate, exists for a very important reason. It's a mechanism that exists in order to give us a sense of the distance from our body, where we can move and where we cannot, what we can touch and what we cannot. And when we cross these limits, our nervous system punishes us, which we deserve, and make sure to pay attention so we don't repeat that act again. Of course, this is not limited to physical pain, but also psychologically. The truth is that researchers have concluded that our brains don't distinguish much between psychological pain and physical pain. For a closer look, how would you feel if you lost someone dear to you? You will feel just like a piece of ice slowly sinking into your heart. The same thing here, my dear. Psychological pain is not necessarily a bad thing. In some cases, living psychological pain can be a healthy and beneficial thing. Just as toy pain teaches us that we have to walk without bumping into pebbles. Here, my dear, the psychological pain resulting from failure or rejection teaches us how to avoid making the same mistakes in the future. This is the source of the danger in a society that seeks more and more to spare itself the suffering resulting from the hardships of life, from which there is basically no escape. Someone once said to me, "Don't hope for a life without problems. There is no such thing. Instead, you should hope for a life with problems of the good kind." Happiness comes from solving problems. My dear, problems never stop, but we replace them with others or let them fester. The key word is the solution. If you are avoiding your problems or feeling as if you don't have any, then you are making yourself a miserable person. And if you see that you have problems that you cannot solve, then you will make yourself a miserable person as well. The magic potion is in solving those problems, not in the absence of problems in your life. Sometimes those problems are simple: eating good food, moving somewhere new, and winning the new video game you just bought. But there are other times when the problems are both abstract and complex, like correcting your relationship with your mother, finding a job that satisfies you, finding or developing new friendships, like this and more also, my dear. But wherever your problems, the idea remains the same. Solve your problems and be happy. But life, unfortunately, is not that simple for many people. This is because they spoil the whole thing in one of the following two ways. First, denial. Some people deny the existence of problems in the first place. Second, victim mentality, blaming others for their problems or blaming external circumstances. This may make them more comfortable in the short time, but it leads them to a life of helplessness, despair, and perpetual resentment. The idea that we are always working hard to change our life situation and we don't really feel much difference, psychologists sometimes refer to this idea as the hedonic cycle. This is why our problems recur and are unavoidable. The person you love and marry is the same person you fight with. The house you buy because you like it so much is the same house you found yourself having to fix or improve. And the dream job that you are dreaming all your life, the same job that makes you live under the pressure of endless work requirements. There is always a degree of sacrifice inherent in everything. Whatever gives us a good feeling will inevitably make us live a bad feeling as well. What we gain is also what we lose. What creates our positive experiences determines our negative experiences. If I ask you a question, what do you want from your life? You answer me something like, I want to be happy, have an excellent family, and job that I love. Your answer is so predictable that it doesn't really mean anything. To be good looking, to make a lot of money, to be popular, respected, and admired. Everyone wants that. It's easy to want this. But the question that draws more attention and makes you think, the question that most people don't pay attention to is, what pain do you want in your life? And what do you think you are ready to fight for it? The question is very important because this struggle is the first determinant of the course that your life will go through it. This has nothing to do with willpower nor with perseverance. What I'm saying here is not a new device of the type of no victory without hardship. This is the simplest and most basic component of life. Our struggles determine our success. Our problems give birth to our happiness, and along with it, problems that are a little bitter. My dear, we have come to the end of our dose for the day. I hope, my dear, that you have benefited from this series. And if you want to learn more, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. If you like this episode, feel free to put a like. Don't skip, dear friend, on sharing this information. And on Instagram, I'm posting a short and motivating dose. Don't forget to follow me there. Thanks for your valuable time. See you in a new and better version.